Hello YouTube, we are in San Marino for the 42nd episode of Let's Play Hattrick with Inter. This week we are starting out with calling the scouts. So let's see what the first scout has for us today. 15 years old, Umberto Crescentini. Remain with poor playmaking, that's not too nice. And he can emerge with inadequate scoring. Well actually, poor playmaking, inadequate scoring. I think we'll give this guy a shot and we'll have him tested in the midfield. Umberto Crescentini. Nice. Let's take a look at this week's training. So this was the last week of playmaking training in this period. We will be switching to defending. Did actually have quite a few pops in this last bit here. 4 pops all together. Let's just take a look at the good old sheet. So as you can see, we've added Daniel Reeling in the bottom, and unfortunately he didn't pop in playmaking just before the switch here, but we will keep him in the team for now, and we'll have him pop a few times in defending, and that should be rather quick because he's quite low in defending. But the 4 pops marked out here was Camellini. He just made it to formidable playmaking on the last training before the change here. Avatry as well, formidable playmaking. Monterio popping to solid playmaking. William Davis getting a pop to outstanding here just on the final day of playmaking training, so that's pretty nice. Right, so another thing I wanted to do in this episode was actually to make a review of the 2 players we've had training for a full season now, and that's Francioni and Zannoti. So let me just pull up a screenshot from the Hattrick Youth Club. Right, so here we can actually see the skills of Francioni and Zannoti. So if we look at Francioni's playmaking, which was inadequate when he was promoted, he's gained 4 levels in playmaking during this first season of playmaking training, so that's pretty decent. Zannoti starting out by being passable, and he's actually just 1 training away from popping to outstanding. So, well, it feels a little odd not to gain that final little skill, but all in all, 3 pops, almost 4 pops for Zannoti as well, so looking quite solid. Well, actually, it's formidable, almost outstanding, right? So 4 levels, visible levels for Francioni and 3 for Zannoti. Good stuff. We will be doing similar things once Camellini has been training for a full season, and obviously these are the 3 guys that we are focusing on because they are the main core homegrown players for this entire build. In the transfer department, we are pulling in a keeper from a relatively weak, honestly, from another team, but that's due to a baking arrangement for the team in Denmark, and we'll have to do some training in order to make that work with Inter. That's how it goes sometimes when you have to make all these different arrangements in order to make the cycle work exactly like you want. If you look at the top of the list here, you'll see that we are trying to get another keeper in because we are training defending, and it's just an excellent way to store some money away from the board and also having good value added from your defense training. So that means we will have to sell some player sometime quite soon, honestly, and we'll have to balance it around actually making some profit, but it could be we'll have to face a little loss actually on one of the profit players. But I haven't exactly worked out how to go around this. For now, we're looking for relatively cheap players who will be kind of a bargain, obviously trying to gain as much profit as possible from defending training on such a guy. The youth team played a game against Knollesparkerne, and we'll just have a look-see because we are trying to find out if we have some talent in the team, and I'm a little intrigued by this guy, Roberto Mozzarella. He has a potential of 6 in winger, and his scoring is still unknown. But as you just saw, let's just go back here. He did perform to 6.5 stars in the attack. I know that forwards do have a tendency to perform to a high star rating, but we'll keep an eye open to see what actually is under the hood when it comes to scoring for Mozzarella. So this bit of the episode is actually recorded around midday, and before I end this segment of the episode, I just want to show you guys this forum post that I posted a few days ago in the global channel. So basically it's regarding my ideas to create a new Hattrick podcast to show people different perspectives on Hattrick life. So the idea is we go around the world and we interview different managers from different countries. And if this is of any interest to you, please let me know. We are slowly working towards finding out what we can do for the first few episodes. If you feel like talking a bit about Hattrick and Hattrick life in general, especially in your own country, let me know. Right, it's Sunday evening here, and we are looking at the match report for the match against Zannoti, and what a disaster. We lost 6 goals to nothing. If we scroll down to look at the actual ratings here, we can see that we are almost 100. We are more than 100 hat stats behind. It's terrible. There's a good explanation. If you look at the formation, we played 5-5-0, and the reason we did that was that's the only formation we have experience in, with 5 at the back, and we have to be effective about our training. So yeah, we had to line up like this, and it was trouble. So we can't really produce any attacking ratings with this kind of formation. So yeah, even worse. If you look at the league table now, you'll see that the Unknowns are only 3 points behind us. Same goal difference, and next round we're playing the Unknowns. We want to win this game simply because, well, we have to finish above them and get the prize money. We also know the manager Stenhøj of the Unknowns. He's a league colleague in Denmark as well, so that's really bad. Let's take a quick look at the friendly game against the Danish team this midweek, and we lost 3 goals to nothing. So at least it wasn't the Untitled players who were at fault in messing up the extra training. It was actually this fellow here, Falscarf, who made 2 unpredictable events, and he's a big player for my Danish team. A little annoying. With the training change to defending, we won't be relying as much on extra training. We'll still be playing cup rules because it adds more spectators to the games, but it's not as crucial to the plans as it was with 50% slots in training, because you want to optimize a little more. Pretty bad result overall in the 2 matches this week for the senior squad. That's all for this episode. I hope you have a great week in Hattrick. I'll see you next week for episode 43, hopefully.